Hey lovelies, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a 2023 reading planner setup. If that's something you're interested in, stay tuned. So as you guys know, this is a reading planner setup. I don't even know if I can call it a whole planner because it's just a section within my 2023 planner. One of my goals for 2023 is to read between 75 and 100 books. To do that, you got to plan for it, right? So I do have inserts from Plan with Elise. They look like this. I got them from her shop. I will link that down below. Now I'm having troubles getting these back. But I want to be able to keep track in a way that's like a countdown, not just these are my books. So to do that, I have my handy dandy iPad, and we are going to create a tracker that says I'm going to put 1 to 75. Will I regret that? Probably, because then I'm going to have to hand draw any other boxes that I hit over that 75. However, my goal is 75. And I guess I'll know, how many over that 75 by the hand-drawn ones that I have. But we are going to aim for 75, and then we're going to leave space for 100. Because it's only 25 more books, right? 25. No big deal. A lot of other YouTubers or other planners set up their planners in sections. A lot of planners that I follow and a lot of YouTubers that I follow, they have multiple Franken planners. I have one. I like having everything in one central location. Every single aspect of my life is in this one book. Now, behind me, I do have multiple planners, but if you guys have been around my channel for any period of time, you know that I take that month off, I put it back in its original planner, and I take the next month and put it in. It makes sense in my brain to do it that way. And then that way, I'm not trying to juggle keeping up with multiple planners. This one planner goes everywhere with me. It goes to make scheduling appointments outside of the house. It stays in my office when I'm in the house. It travels throughout my house when I'm moving in different locations. It goes to the gym with me. It goes to the bank with me. It's just, it goes everywhere with me. It's got everything in it. It's got my finances, it's got my fitness, it's got my meal planning, it's got my catch-all, it's got my social media, it's got passwords, it's got everything in it. So all of my life is located in one central planner. I know a lot of people are going, oh my gosh, how do you carry that giant thing with you everywhere? I have a huge purse. Huge. I am not one of those tiny little purse people. I never have been. Even in middle school, I always gravitated more towards the big tote bag purses. I have lots of stuff. I like to have lots of stuff. As my mom says, I have everything but the kitchen sink. If you need it, it's probably in my planner. My nieces and nephews also know. If they need it, Aunt Ashton's got it. It's just the way it is. So it holds everything. So having a slightly larger planner, not a big deal. Do I miss my A5? Absolutely. Can I wait to go back to it? Absolutely not. I want it back. However, we are on a planner journey. And until we figure out all the little pieces to our A5 problems, we are in a classic happy. Because a happy mini is it's too small for me. So I don't worry about taking it. Plus, obviously, my iPad goes most places with me. It's only slightly bigger than my iPad. That's my philosophy. So we are going to, I had originally planned for like a January catch-all video setup for you guys. I had originally planned for a social media setup for you guys. And then the more that I was sitting and thinking about those things, I've kind of already set them up. It's just a matter of writing in them, and that's not something that I do until the week between Christmas and New Year's, because that's just where my brain is at that point. It's not there until that point. So trying to pre-plan stuff before I get to that point that I'm ready to switch over for the year doesn't work with me. And having your planner and even your YouTube channel, your Instagram, it needs to be about you. It needs to be what makes sense to you. And if planning your year and your goals works for you in November or at the beginning of December, then go for it. But some of us don't work that way. And I know my brain doesn't work that way. So I wait until my brain gets to that point. And that'll be content you guys have in January. And one of my little bookie monsters in my reading group at the library, she's like, I don't understand how people can set goals for the new year when you haven't even finished this year. She's like, you should still be working on your goals that you've set for this year up until the last possible point, right? And it just like blew my mind. And I'm like, you're right. How can I be focused on next year's goals when I'm still trying to hit this year's goals? So I have decided that until the week between Christmas and New Year's, I'm not planning goals. I'm still focused on the goals that I have for 2022. Some of them I'm very, very close to, and having that extra week where I'm not focused on something else, I'm still focused on them, could be what determines pushing me over. So we're not doing those 2 videos, which means I am now in a scramble to figure out what we're doing. And then I was like, oh, you can set up my reading planner with me. I've had a couple people ask me how I do some of my inserts, and I figured this one is simple. So let's go ahead and break out our iPad. I am going to be using Canva to create my thing. And for me, this makes it easier because then I'm able to have one graphic. It's simple. And then I transfer it over into the correct sizing. That's how I make multiple sizes. So I'm currently doing size fittings for my Happy Planner Classic, but it's not something that I have to redo until I'm ready to redo it. All I have to do is resize it for an A5. Simple. So let's get started. And just like that, we are done with our reading tracker. I hope you guys enjoyed coming along for this little journey. I'm sorry it was kind of tedious and just long and drawn out, but I'm very excited to get started on my reading goals. Maybe I will do a small video in January as I'm setting more up in these little parts of my planner, and I will see you guys tomorrow for another video. Bye, lovelies.